Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up? So, this is going to be something a little different than stuff I've done previously. This is something I've wanted to do for a while. So, it's not really a track review. If you've probably seen, maybe I've said it in a live stream or something, but I enjoy video game music a lot. It's one of my favorite genres. If you can even call it a genre. Because that in of itself kind of encompasses a lot of different genres depending on the game and stuff, but regardless, I have a lot of tracks that I like, and I kind of wanted an opportunity to present some of them and talk about them a little bit. And this is one of them. This is Blood Feuds Ancient and Modern from Red Dead 2. You've probably, if you've played the game, you probably know what it is. This is the one where the entire gang is going to Braithwaite Manor to save Jack because he's been kidnapped. I think it's in chapter 3. It's relatively early in the game. Or I'd say, not relatively early, it's about like halfway, but regardless, I don't know, I'm not professionally musically trained at all. I don't know musical lingo like that, or like the right keyword. I don't know like the right keywords to describe certain things. This isn't really a formal review. Like I love the arpeggio in this part. I know that word. That's one word I know, but I'm not going to be doing it like that. I'm just going to be basically every now and again pausing and being like, oh, look at this cool part, and this is why I like this, or, just saying things from the track that I like. And maybe if you've heard this track before, I'll mention something that you haven't noticed before. Or maybe you don't even know what this track is, and maybe now you'll have a new favorite thing to bump at the gym or while you're taking a drive or something. So I thought it'd be a fun little thing, a nice fun piece of content that I enjoy making that maybe you guys will enjoy too. But this is how this is going to work. I'm just going to play, and then every now and again I'll just pause, or maybe I'll talk while it's playing and turn it down a little bit. But this is a little bit of a hefty track. This is a 7-minute track, so when I start playing it, the first thing I want you to notice is really just how like heavy and rhythmic the drums are. I love the rhythm in the beginning here. Let's take a listen. I love that little tappy. If you listen in the right ear, that little like tappy, like I don't know what that cowboy noise is. Hold on. It's like right here. Yep, right here. Yeah. What is that? I'm sorry, I wanted to pause it real quick. I want to go over this one part real quick. So you start in the beginning here. Really rhythmic, just like drums. These occasional like little like twangs going on in the background and everything, but it's just really consistent, rhythm and everything. You hear like a little string in the right ear, and then right here, just notice how that guitar twang pattern kind of fills out the track a little bit more. It's not like, obviously this isn't overwhelming yet as it gets later on, but right now that little twangy guitar kind of really, it really kind of fills out the track, and it adds like a nice, I guess you would call it counter melody. I guess you would call it, to go against the bass and the drums and everything. I really love it. And hey, we're just gonna continue on. Next part is really great too. One more thing before it continues. I'm sure if you've listened to video game music outside of the games, you've probably noticed this, just how amazingly well video game music is mixed. I know obviously it has to be, because it's professional business and everything, but man, they really, a lot of the video game music out is just so well like put together and arranged and everything. It sounds amazing. Genuinely, it sounds so good. And this isn't even like where it gets crazy. So I want you to listen here. This like really haunting, womanly like voice comes in right as they're strolling up, and this kind of goes in why it's great is because video game music, it isn't meant to really be a thing on its own, though most of the time it is amazing on its own. It's meant to like enhance a scene or just a moment that's happening. So this part right here happens, I think, just as they get to the gates of Braithwaite Manor, as they're walking up. It's kind of like the tension setting in. Like if the beginning portion of it, the first like 40-50 seconds is like the war drums going off as they're rolling up. This is them just as they're getting to the gates, like it's setting in, like we're really doing this. So this this hauntingly beautiful woman singing comes in that is really enchanting. But then I want you to listen also in the background. You still hear like a slight violin. It's pretty quiet in the mix, but you can hear it if you listen for it. And then you also still have like the little like cowboy music water drips like that I pointed out earlier. That don't really know how to make the sound with my mouth, but anyway, just listen out for that as I go through this. In the right ear, you can hear the violin. Yep, and that was the water drip right there in the left ear. And the bass is still there, too. This moment right here that's coming up, this is kind of where it really sits and the fight begins. The blood feud. Oh, okay. I didn't want to pause it there. That was so sick, but... so yeah, the singing, and it goes like da na na na, and then it comes in with like two main really pronounced things that go together. It's like that bassy string that's going dun 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 dun, and then I think it's another guitar, maybe it's like a weird piano, but it's going more like a more on the left ear. Hold on. Yeah, it's more of a guitar. And then the percussion comes in right here. Like tambourines, I think. You still have that woman going fucking insane in the background, which is great. Then this right before here, sorry, that just whole section is awesome. And then this is where it starts really picking up. This electric guitar comes in that just like really fills it out for this section of it. Listen, right as it comes in here. Little piano there. So that whole section is absolutely fantastic. And then, weirdly enough, you think it would just kind of go on for that a little bit, but the whole song kind of transitions from that into it kind of transforms. It's not a totally different rhythm, but it just kind of evolves. It doesn't stay stagnant in this whole little thing like this. No, it kind of moves on. You hear that? Yeah, that snare going in the left ear. Right here. So right here is very interesting. You hear that like electric guitar going off in the background. And then panned in both sides of the ears, you have guitars strumming like really rhythmically. that really keeps up with the energy. That goes with like the drums going. And still got that kind of like haunting and beautiful like woman singing kind of peeking in. And this is when the whole fight's kind of really going off, you know. It's when they're going through, they're fighting off the Braithwaites that are inside the manor looking for Jack right now. Before we get into this next section, I kind of want to bring up something that I've thought about that's kind of interesting. You ever notice how sometimes in certain songs or just in music in general, the loudest thing in the mix, like the physically, like numerically, truthfully loudest thing in the mix isn't exactly the thing that you hear the best or the most, or that's the most pronounced. Like I'd argue that right here, like the loudest thing or one of the loudest things in the mix is those guitars in the ear, like, but they're just so kind of mixed well that you more feel it rather than you hear it. Like, and the strings are also pretty loud too, but a thing that you're focusing on is that guitar going because it's more, I mean, that's like the lead of the song currently. That's like the main melody that you're kind of paying attention to. But you have all this other crazy, cool stuff going on in the background that you're more like you're hearing it, but you're not focusing on it as much. I find it cool. Now this next part, everything just goes a lot crazier. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to interject too much. I don't want to interrupt it, but just listen to how kind of the sounds around this twangy, reverby electric guitar kind of evolve with it, with the strings in the background. And also listen to the melody that this twangy guitar does. It's absolutely insane, dude. Listen. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to bring this up. Do you hear that, dude? Oh my god, like that melody that guitar does is so fucking good. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Yeah, and then you have the strings progressing in the background. They're getting louder. Actually, okay, that's actually a good thing to bring up. Wow. I'm sorry if this is a little annoying, me pausing and going back and stuff, but I feel like this format will get better over time, but I just keep thinking of stuff that I want to point out that's previous, that I'm just kind of, you know what I mean. I don't gotta explain myself, but just for this, instead of listening to that melody, listen to the very background of the mix. It's pretty loud too if you listen for it, but the strings that are getting louder and louder, listen to how they progress for like the next like 45 seconds to the minute of the song. Yeah, like right there, how loud those just got. It's starting to rise and get louder. Listen to them right here. I'm sorry. Wanted to pause it real quick. I just, how subtly, like maybe even right back here in like the middle of the song, it's like that organ, or maybe that was the strings the whole time, but like that started in the background. It was very, like you felt it, but it's very subtle. And now slowly, over the past like minute and a half, it's kind of slowly built up. And then now, and I love when songs use panning effectively and everything. I don't know, it's like, maybe it's like an ASMR thing where it just tingles like a little part of my brain, but I absolutely love when they do that, especially here where the strings are rising, and then I don't know if it's the strings themselves or they add like another string that's higher pitched on top of it and then like pan that out to each ear, or if it's two separate. It almost sounds like it's two separate strings, or one's panned all the way to the left, one's panned all the way to the right, doing the same melody, so it's really like wide, but it sounds fucking nuts. I'm gonna go back, and now what I want you to listen for is just, this is the culmination of everything. This is the song taking everything up into this point and just going absolutely ham with the melody. The mix is completely filled out. It is just booming, the bass, everything's going nuts. Listen to how the strings playing with that twangy guitar and how the melody that guitar does is nuts, and how that plays into the strings. Enough talking. Just listen to what it does. This part gives me goosebumps every time. The strings separate here. Okay, so before this whole section ends, I just want to point out, dude, how fucking great is that little like 20-30 seconds right there, right? Holy shit, dude, it goes so nuts. One more time. Just, and then when the twangy like lead guitar, like when it kind of rolls up, it goes like the strings in the ears go dun dun dun. And then the lead guitar goes, when it's at that tone, listen, I feel like it's how they mixed it. Like the frequency that it's hitting is like very similar, so it's kind of bleeding into the strings that are in your ears right now. And it is like all encompassing and fucking stimulating, and it rocks. All right, so we're gonna do that one more time, and then it's gonna bring us into kind of like the come down from it. Then we get to breathe. I just want to point out one more thing, too, about this whole ending part with how loud it was. You can even go back. I don't know if I'm going to play it again because, no need. You've heard it 2 or 3 times by now. But notice how, even though the song is going insane, there's so much happening. There is like every instrument up to this point in the song is just going nuts. The only thing it's missing is that fucking woman going crazy. But just listen to how you can still hear every aspect of the song. If you want to, you can focus and like, oh, I still hear the percussion. I can still hear the drums. I can still hear the guitars. I know it's like a simple thing to say. That's like the job of the mixer and everything, to make sure that you can still, it's powerful and you can still hear every aspect. But God, it sounds fucking good. God, it sounds really fucking good. Like, it just still sounds so full. And then when you come down, and then it's just that lead guitar doing that little like, you can still, like, you hear how full it sounds, but then how it kind of just slotted into its place in the mix. But here it still sounds so powerful. Like, it's not, they didn't sacrifice its own individual power as like an instrument and sound to kind of fit into the mix. It all kind of just layered on top of each other perfectly. It's fantastic. And from here on out, it's the come down. In terms of like how this goes with the mission that it's a part of, this is like right as they've finished up their slaughter of the Braithwaites. They basically killed a whole fucking bloodline, right? Well, I guess I forgot to mention spoilers, but this is a 6-year-old game at this point, so if you haven't played it, that's your fault. That's your fault, but it's not a big deal. This is like the come down. This is the come down musically for the song being at its like peak energy and everything, but it's also the come down from them for like listening from here on out. Listen to how it sounds. Like, does this sound like a victory at the end of like a great, like, honorable battle, or does it sound like a little questionable? Does it sound like did we do the right thing? Because I mean, I feel like that's more, up to the listener, and also, I mean, I guess up to the player while you're playing it is how you feel about it. Because sure, the Braithwaites were terrible, awful people that kidnapped a child, but is what the Vanderlyn gang did like really any better? I guess just keep that in mind while you listen to this end part here. I mean, no, right? Like listening to it here, it doesn't sound like a victory. It sounds like, oh God, what did we do? Like the whole song, it's very triumphant, fucking epic and everything. And like the song starts with war drums, it gets you pumped up, and then this whole last minute is just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if we, should have done that. I don't even know if this part is audible in the game either. Alright, that is the end of it. That's the end of the track. I have been playing through Red Dead again a little bit. I saw YouTubers playing. I saw like the Act Man playing it, and it got me. I've seen clips resurface and people talking about it again, so I decided to throw my cowboy hat in the ring. I decided to play the game again in a bit, and I got to this mission, and it just really reminded me how much I love this song, so I kind of wanted to share it with you guys and maybe point out some things you didn't notice before, or just honestly use this as an opportunity to geek about this track, because I absolutely love it. Thank you for listening if you decided to. This is such an absolutely fantastic track. I love this. But I hope maybe if you didn't like it before, now you do, or you learned something new. Or, not learn something. I didn't really teach anything. I'm not that, educated in music. But, or I guess I just like it. But, in the future, I definitely, I have a lot of, my music taste is like half video game music, half quote unquote real music. So I have a lot of tracks that I would love to talk about and just kind of like gush over. So if you guys enjoyed this, please let me know. And if you think I'm gonna ask for suggestions, no, don't suggest me anything, at least not yet. Right? No, I mean, what am I saying? I guess if you want to, if you're like, Reese, this one's really really good, you have to listen to it, then yeah, maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I could do like a reaction or something. But until then, this is just gonna be a little series where I talk about things that I really like already. So I have a few more planned for the future, but this will just be a little piece of content that pops in every now and again. Anyway, I hope you guys have a absolutely fantastic rest of your day or night, or if you got like dinner or something, you got like a plate of cookies and some milk or something. I hope you really enjoy that. Anyways, sayonara, suckers.